Good morning to students. I am T. Manimanjana. I am going to teach about the Companies Act 2013. So, what is Act? Company Act 2013. As we discussed in the earlier classes also, we said that up to 2013 we have 1956 Companies Act. After 1956, means these three acts are pre-independent Indian society, or we can call as a British Indian Companies Act. But after independence, we enacted and forced a Companies Act in year 1956. In 1956 to 2013, we have no other companies laws. So here now today I am going to explain the brief introduction about the Companies Act 2013. Then we will discuss how the law is applicable, to whom the law is applicable, what are the features of the companies law, and what are the different category or classification of companies law. Okay, coming to the Companies Act 2013. The first scenario of companies, we can observe it is quite about the commercial activities, and later stages, if you observe, the India got the independence. After getting the independence, India established their own companies in the territory of India. So after that, the companies was evaluated, and the definition, under the definition of the company, there are so many different different types of companies was added. Like here we can see previous, the company means the notion we will get only the company means it is a manufacturing unit or it is a industry. Like that we have only means we used to think about the companies means we think that it is making or producing the goods only. But later stages when we are observing and when the India is developed, so here finance, non-finance companies was came into existence. And moreover in 2013, when we observe here in under the Companies Act, we are observing the companies which are manufacturing companies, which are non-manufacturing companies are there. These two types of companies are the major companies. Then later stages what happened, the development was taking place and the financial economical development has been observed in the country. That's the reason the banking system, insurance, finance business companies also came into existence. That's the reason again these under the manufacture, it's completely production of goods. Then coming to the non-manufacture, here they are not manufacturing the goods, they are doing other activities which is come under the financial area. So that's the reason here the financial companies are came into existence. Then here again we can for a better understanding here financial, non-financial. Again this financial, non-financial, apart from that here we can observe the public limited company, private limited company. So basically there are public limited companies are there are private limited companies are there are manufacturing companies are there, non-manufacturing companies are there are financial companies are there are non-financial companies are there. Either that is covered or come under the public or private company. Apart from this, here MNC companies are there. These MNC companies are multinational companies. In 2013 we have, if you observe, the MNC companies are a new trend was adapted by the Indian government. That's the reason to protect and to give this, to apply the companies laws to the MNC company, we enacted the Companies Act in 2013. So this is a historical background for enactment of Companies Act in 2013. Then coming to the Companies Act 2013, here it was introduced the bill. The companies bill was introduced in 2011 in Lok Sabha. Then India in the year 2013 in August 29th. So this is the way we introduce the bill and pass the Companies Act in the Parliament in the year 2013 and enforce from that day. Then how many sections are it contain? So here the Companies Act 2013 contain the sections are 470 sections are there and 7 schedules are there and chapters 23. So the 470 sections, 7 schedules, 23 chapters. So please, it is very important, please focus on this 470 sections, 7 schedules and 23 chapters. So under Companies Act, we are going to deal all these sections. Okay. Then coming to here, to whom the companies will application of law. Okay, the application of law we have to discuss. So here, as I said, the company law is enacted in the year 1866. So the application of company law. So here, the application of Companies Act, which is under the definition was given under Companies Act 2013. It says very clearly the companies which are come under the lines under the manufacturer, non-manufacturer, finance, non-finance, public, private and MNC companies which is incorporated or which is registered under the Companies Act 2013. It is very clear. Okay, I will repeat again. To which companies it is applicable? The companies like manufacturer companies, non-manufacturer companies, financial companies, non-financial company, either these are public limited company or it is private limited company or it is MNC company, the law will be applicable. Then another important thing we have to remember that the companies which are registered are incorporated before the 2013 Company Act. Means the previous Companies Act, the previous companies under the previous Companies Act which is registered, these companies will be bound by the Companies Act 2013. That is the application of Companies Act. Then coming to the features of the company law. So before going to discuss about the features of the company, just we will focus about what is the company law is saying about the companies. Okay, a company is an incorporated association which is an artificial person created by law having a separate entity which a perpetual succession and common seal. So if you observe these definition for the features to understand better understanding for the features of the company's law, here it is very clearly said it is an incorporated. What is meant by incorporated? So it is the biggest topic we have to discuss separately, but for our understanding I am giving the meaning and definition of incorporation. It is incorporation and it is an association. Means if a company want to be established by any person, then the company should be incorporated. Incorporated means coming together. The definition, when we discuss about the definition, I said the company is nothing but together. So it is association. The company is an association or it is an incorporated association. Okay, means the people has to come together and these people, what is their motive, what is the company, what is the nature of the company, for what purpose the company was established, that established company has to be incorporated or registered under the Companies Act 2013 or previous of that Companies Act. So this is registration. Incorporation association has to be registered. When a company which is registered, it will called as an artificial person. The second one is association of people. I have explained here incorporation. Incorporation is nothing but two people or more than two people people depending upon the nature of the company. Okay, suppose for example, here if it is a public limited company, minimum 7 members should be there to establish a company and we should be registered under the Companies Act. And next one, here if it is private limited company, previous in 1956 if you observe, 2 members can be establish a company, but after 2013 the Companies Act was enforced. Then they said single person also can establish the company. Okay, establishment of the company. So single person, one person company, that is called one person company. So here what type of company it may be, but it should be associated and registered. That is called association by people and which is incorporated. So is it clear to you? Then we are going to discuss about the if a person, a group of person came together and they have a common intention to establish company, to run the business. For that purpose, they have to first register themselves in the Companies Act, according to the Companies Act, in the registration of companies. Okay. Then, if the company is registered, what it secures? Then the company will be identified with the law as an artificial personality. What is meant by artificial personality? That is the first question we have to raise ourselves. So, artificial person, he has life. He is created by God. Okay, he can take his own decision. But where is the artificial person? The person is created by God. But the artificial person not created by God. It is created by law. It is created by law. That's the reason company is created by the people. And under the law or according to the law, the company is established and registered, then it will be treated as an artificial person. Okay, so here artificial person means when the person is when the group of people came together and they are registered the company itself called as a legal person because it was created by person. After registration, it is created by law. Just now I said the human beings is a natural persons. The human beings are the natural person. So they are created by the God. But whereas a company, it is created by the law. The law is nothing but according to the Companies Act, it is registered. That's the reason the company is called as a artificial personality, or it will be called as a legal personality. Legal personality means here the person can take any decision. Is it? So when a person can take any decision, they can act according to their will. Similarly, if a company is created by law, the company will be identified as a special or separate entity. Another thing we have to remember here, separate entity. This is another term we have to remember here. When a company is artificial person which is made and governed and identified by the law as a legal person, then it will be recognized or called as a separate entity. Why it is called as a separate entity means here when we call as a separate entity, here as the human beings are getting the rights, obligation and entity. It is a separate entity means it is having the similar rights, obligations and the company will act as a person. It means here when it is like a person, natural person, when it is registered by law, it will be getting the legal identification and it is called as a person. When it is legal person, it is called as a legally, it became as a person. When it is company also possesses the property by the company's name. That's the reason here company is called as a separate entity. Not only that, here the company can be sued and can sue. Example, I want to give the example here. The company, especially we have seen the MNC companies like we can say Satyam case. Okay, in that case, company's properties are seized. It is in the name of company only. The property, the company is completely titled by the name of the company. Okay, maybe the person is established a company, but it became as a separate entity. That's the reason the company is having the right to possess the property. At the same time, the company can be sold. Okay, even you take any cases of companies related to the companies can be sued and the company can sue. Okay, so means here when a company is made by the legal body or judiciary authority, then it possesses the completely and treated as a special entity and enjoy the rights and obligation. That's the reason a company can be sued and the company can sue. Okay, then coming to the perpetual succession. The fourth one is perpetual succession. When a company is established and incorporated, it will be identified as a legal personality and treated as a separate entity. When it is became as a separate entity, there is no death. Perpetual succession, literal meaning of perpetual succession is no death, no end. Simple. We can say no end. No end for the company. Why means here the company is not an artificial person. No death also we can say. No death to the company. Because the company is made by the person. Maybe the directors, the shareholders these directors and the agents of the company, shareholders will work on behalf of the company. Okay, so here the perpetual succession, maybe the persons may be die, the founders may be not be there, maybe the directors may be changed, the shareholders may be changed, but the company will be run like anything or continuously will run more than years or 100 years also. Example, I want to give here an example about the perpetual succession. Is here the perpetual succession. Take the example of Tata. Tata company is there. Recently we are observing the Tata company. Ratan Tata recently he was expired. So Ratan Tata's forefathers was established a company. The same company is continually running after Ratan Tata also. The company is going the similar way. Maybe the directors change, maybe the entity may be changed, but here the Tata company is existing still now. Even the directors or the founders may be no more. It means the company has a perpetual succession. Then you may be asked one question here, or you may be raise one question in your mind. If a company directors want to close, yes, even it is a perpetual succession, directors may close by according to law, by following the law only. Means a company can wander or wind up. The company is wind up by law only. Either it is voluntarily or by law application only. So by applying the law, the company may be wind up itself. Okay. Then the last one, very important here, the common seal. The common seal means it is nothing but company signature. It is nothing but company's signature. So whenever the company is acting as a legal personality, the company will act like a person only. So any document, okay, any document has to be made or entered by the company will have the seal that is called common seal. So these common seal in the previous year, up to according to 1956 Company Act, the common seal was accepted. It is not mandatory. It is mandatory. Okay, but after 2013, the Companies Act and amended, and they said a common seal is not mandatory. If the company did not have the company seal, then what we will do? What is the next step? So minimum 2 directors has to sign in the document. the company secretary has to sign the document, then it will be